Here's how to make Lebanese Fasolia lahme, which means white beans with meat. You can use any type of white beans at all. Butter beans, cannellini, the fat ones, the thin ones, it really doesn't matter. I'm using the ones that come in a jar as I find they're slightly less slimy than the canned ones, but they're also good too. I gave them a quick rinse and I'm going to set them aside. As with most stews, start with an onion, roughly chop and saute in mild olive oil until golden. I'm adding here a good drizzle, which is about 3 to 4 tablespoons. You're also going to need about 2 garlic cloves. So here I've got 2 fat garlic cloves. Roughly chop the garlic. Stews are supposed to be chunky, so nothing has to be chopped very fine. Once the onions and garlic are golden, I'm going to add the diced meat. I've chopped up fillet of lamb into little chunks. You can also use beef, but I'm just kind of a lamb person. As lamb is a little fatty, I'm going to sear it in a separate pan because I don't want that fatty residue to go into the stew. If you're using beef, I would add that straight on top of the onions, it won't matter. So let's saute the lamb with the onions and garlics for a few minutes. 5 minutes should be enough. And then we're going to add the fresh coriander, or as you say in the States, cilantro, same thing. This is one of the few herbs that freezes really well, so I've used a frozen batch here. Just a small handful should be enough. This stew is not heavily spiced, so I'm going to add about 1/4 teaspoon of 7 spice and another 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And you'll need about 1/2 teaspoon of salt. You can always add more salt later. Once everything's combined really well, and you're sauteing this on medium heat, you don't want to burn anything, but you want it to cook well. And now I'm going to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of tomato concentrate. The reason why we add so much tomato concentrate is because that's going to form the sauce. And we're not adding fresh tomatoes, so we're just going to be using tomato concentrate and boiling water. Now the base is done, I'm going to add the white beans. And here you want to be stirring gently. You don't want to squish them. You don't want to make white bean puree. So just saute them a little bit before we're going to add boiling water to cover. Once you've added the boiling water, raise the heat to bring it to a boil. So you're going to actually see it bubble. And then you're going to simmer for another 15-20 minutes for all the ingredients to combine. Look at that. It's all come together beautifully. And the last thing that we're going to do is going to add some lemon juice, and we add it at the end so the flavor of the lemon won't disappear through the cooking process. Fasolia is traditionally served with vermicelli rice. I have another video on that if you'd like the full recipe there. You can obviously also make a vegetarian version of this by omitting the meat. I would, however, add some celery, some carrots in place of the meat to make sure that the sauce, has some extra flavor. I love to eat it with extra lemon because, I'm Lebanese and that's what we're all about. I have lots of other Lebanese stews on the website. They're in the lahme section, which is the term for Lebanese stews. Well done, you made it to the end of the video. Check out the blog for new recipes uploaded most weeks. I'll see you next time.